Okay, let's go ahead and let's start talking about where you need to go ahead and really develop stabilization. Well, in essence, it comes down to just one area. You need to develop stability through your trunk. And when I say stability, I really mean you need to develop stability awareness. And we're going to use one exercise to help you develop that awareness, and that's the plank. See, because with the plank, it's going to allow you to maintain and become aware of how to maintain lumbar neutral or relative lumbar neutral. I don't need your back to stay isometrically locked in place because there's movement through your low back, and we want you to have that movement. But what you have to understand is that the trunk is what decelerates the low back from moving too far. So you need to develop plank awareness or trunk awareness so that now you don't create compensation through your low back region to offset postural issues, specifically through your thoracic region or your glutes and hips. Let me give you an example. If I have a very rounded shouldered posture and I stay in that, I'm going to always be looking down and I'm going to have to extend my neck to go ahead and get my eyes level. Well, what's easier to do is just arch my low back. However, now my trunk isn't stabilizing and working, and so I get a protrusion of my lower abdominals in this region. But posturally, I'm upright. So that's an example of how our lumbar spine is going to compensate. So we essentially need to go ahead and develop what I call plank or pillar awareness. Let me take you through how we're going to start doing that. So one of the easiest ways to go ahead, and you know what the plank is, but we're going to use the band placed on our trunk region to go ahead and create an assist for our trunk so we can go ahead and learn how to develop pillar awareness or plank awareness. So we're going to go down into this position. So now immediately the band is going to pull up onto my abdominal region, which is going to allow me to go ahead and create what I feel is a little bit of a roundedness of my low back. But in essence, I'm just placing myself into a more neutral position. Now, from this position, I can go into my plank series, which is 4-point position in crawling, to hands position, maintaining that position, to forearm position and holding that there. So that's how I can go ahead and start developing my plank awareness. Now from there, we can now go ahead and take a free band and make it easy by just flipping it over top and placing us into our now what we would call a resisted plank. Once again, the band is going to be placed on the small of my back so that I get great feedback on where I need to compress or contract in order to get my abdominals where I need them to be working so my low back stays neutral. You'll see what I mean in just a second. So we're going to take the band and I'm just going to wrap it around my hands like so. And I'm going to once again keep that band tight on my waistline and go into my position here. So now I can press up against the band and create trunk awareness or pillar awareness. From there, I can go to my hands position and hold it there and create the same trunk or plank awareness. Now here's the challenging part. When we go to forearm pillars, the band angle is not going to be conducive for us to go ahead and use. So you're going to have to go ahead and go into your plank and just hold your plank in this position and start learning. But so my suggestion is start with hands position, create that awareness, and then go into your forearm position where you can now go ahead and create that pillar awareness. Now, remember, with your plank, if you elevate it, you can make it a little bit easier. Also, keep in mind that obviously hands are going to be a little bit easier than forearms. If you want to elevate your feet, go ahead and elevate your feet to make it even more challenging. But those are all variations that you can go ahead and incorporate once you create plank or pillar awareness. However, the next step now is to take this into more of an upright position, a much more functional position. So let's take you there next. So I think this is where bands truly help you learn how to develop great postural awareness. Specifically, very good trunk or plank awareness. Remember our plank. We've got awareness now of what we need to do to draw in our lower abdominals to maintain a good low back neutral position. Now I want to take you into half kneeling using a horizontal force to enhance that and create into more of a functional position. Well, very easy. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to go into half kneeling. And we're going to use the band in this position to go ahead and create that half kneeling plank awareness. We can extend our arms out. We can bring our arms in close. Both of those will go ahead and challenge you in a little different way. From there, we can go into a full kneeling position. And once again, hands out, hands back. However, remember, to challenge our trunk more, the force or the resistance needs to be moved further away from my trunk. So let's go back to our half kneeling position now and start here, go to here, which is further away from our trunk, and then go to here, which is even more challenging to hold our trunk in that neutral or plank awareness position. So now you've gone ahead and you've created more ways to create a half kneeling plank or a double kneeling plank with progressions that you can now add in. So that's how I want you to go ahead and take your prone plank and move it into a half kneeling position so that you now can go ahead and start placing yourself into a more functional position. Now, what's going to be really cool about this position is you're going to start noticing increased hip flexor mobility and stretching because your trunk is activated, your glutes are activated, that hip flexor and quad is going to have to stretch out. You're also going to notice it's going to assist you into more of an upright position so your shoulder blades are now going to be able to go ahead and work more effectively because the band is literally assisting you into more of a retracted shoulder blade position. And then lastly, you can keep your head level very easy in this position. However, that's not where we want to stop. We now want to go ahead and take this into a standing position, which is going to be the ultimate position we want to reach, our plank or pillar awareness position. We're still going to use our same basis support approach. We're going to go into a staggered stance. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start here. Pillar awareness, plank awareness, drawing in that lower abdominal. Remember, we can take it higher. We can go here. We can go overhead. All of those are going to challenge you more to maintain that trunk and pillar awareness. You can also then go to a parallel stance and learn how to hold that position and create that trunk or pillar awareness. That's what you want to get to. Now, once we go ahead and we get into the standing position, we've now set ourselves up for unlimited types of strengthening exercises that are going to challenge our trunk and in turn help us improve our posture mobility, strength, and stabilization. So now you've reached the level where we can start strength training your posture. Let's go ahead and get that done next.